got the storytelling side, you've got the skill side of creating the actual portraiture. Blending all three of them together brings you hyperrealism. So that is what us artists who work in hyperrealism call it, and what we functionation is towards it.
Three things that I just heard you say right now that actually goes really, really far in explaining a little bit about what exactly you do with your art. Can you say that again really quickly?
Yeah, of course.
For the people at home that are just tuning in, we're here at the Artists Roundtable, and we have a really awesome discussion happening. It's with yours truly, Kate, aka, my name is Kai Green, Mr. Getting It Done. We've got Matoka Kobayashi, the Sapien. Yes.
I forgot to say I'm Japanese.
He is Japanese.
Are you sure? I mean, can we get some check on that credential, one or two?
Yeah, speak some Japanese for us real quick.
Uh-oh.
Mochiro. I can do that.
And the man of the hour.
No, I'm not the hour.
Please. I mean, no. Because we are here in viewership of your artwork right here, right now. In fact, we have been honored, to have your stuff in this place right now. We had to put together.
We don't even know where we are. We're in both Boca Gym as well.
Hey, that's right. We got it just in case. We're at the Wolf Gym, Boca, in Boca Raton, Florida. Yes. Wolf Gym is what's up. And just in case we actually do share this on the page, this is very interesting. A very interesting take on something to be done like a podcast, And we are making history with saying this, because as each of us are artists assembled in this room today, touching this table, this artists round table, I believe that we are today setting forces into motion that will ultimately result into the becoming of something really awesome in the way of saying projects that we will each be a part of together in the future that are actually unfolding right now. So that said, you were just saying something that I think is very, very important. There were 3 points. Three points that describe your artwork.
3 key points when it comes to the type of artwork I do. So like I was saying, it was called hyperrealism. It's a blend of realism, storytelling, and emotions. So those are the 3 key factors that make hyperrealism, It's much more deeper than just doing realism or photorealism, okay? The key difference, obviously, realism is capturing a person. Photorealism is capturing a person from a photograph. So we're talking about tonal values, understanding, a bit more skill involved. And hyperrealism blends those two with emotion, right? Yeah, a lot of emotions. Because we have to really understand the subject to an extent. You have to be willing to get in the mind of the subject, right? So, like for me, for example, when I drew Kai's portrait behind me, I literally watched his routine of the particular image that I drew behind me. And obviously I knew more about his story from understanding, reading more about him. And do you know what? Me and Kai have very similar upbringing as well. So I'm not going to go too deep in it, but me and Kai has gone through a similar upbringing, which made me, I feel more towards understanding Kai from that perspective too. So yeah.
So, it's interesting that you say that, because everyone has a story.
Yeah.
Everyone has a place that they come from. And with that, everything that they do as they go forward in the development of their life, in some way, is a reflection within that of some of their more humbler beginnings. So I'm glad that you touched on that, because that is a very interesting topic for discussion, I think, or at least in addition to our conversation, where we come from. That said, I think a little bit earlier you got a chance to tell us about digital artwork. And technically, your line of expertise in the things that you do are in that field of digital artwork. If you had three things to say that helps to influence the work that you do, much like our boy D, what would you say, or how would you say those things are?
The three things influence me a lot.
That influence your artwork, that are visible in your artwork and your ability to do it well. Now, I want to say this because I know right now people don't get a chance to see exactly what some people are saying. Hey, well, who's Sapien? I don't know. You know,
Go check out his page.
And they will after having our experience here, where we expose them in this round table opportunity. But with saying that, one of the things that inspired me greatly when I looked at your work was the fact that, yo man, you were able to make ideas that were trapped sometimes. I did a sketch that was like, there wasn't any kind of motion or emotion as are visible in your work. These were static drawings. They were static impressions that were maybe, if best, just some suggestions of figures that were locked in time and struggling, at least for me as an artist, they were struggling to gain access into this world of opportunity and movement. And what I saw when I saw your work, when I saw you take that and go, hey Kai, I got the message. You put together this visual image that was awesome, and suddenly these static images that were vague expressions of bodies that were barely just there, you brought them to life and they became these vibrant, living people, you know, women with eyes and hair and obvious ambition bubbling up on this picture screen, and they were moving, and suddenly I saw the ideas that I was reaching at, but still so far away from. When you got a handle of it, boom, you took your skills and you took them off the page, you took them out of my head, you put them in this whole other space where they were able to move and operate and come alive, you know. Immediately when I saw that, I said, oh my God, this dude is awesome. I want to be able to work with him one day. And that's why I reached out to him. That said, what are the three things that, as our boy Dula has just shared with us, in an effort to identify the...
For you though, remember, this is for you. Like, this is for me, and that was for you. Like, what are the three things for you?
For me,
With your artwork.
With your artwork, yeah.
first of all, for this project with Kai Green, how can I say it?
Uh-oh, we putting him on the spot. That's what it is. It's just like, hey, damn it, hold on, man. We didn't even get a chance to prep before we came here.
It's not like we haven't had the script ready.
The first one would be the tremendous amount of time that I spent on research, like you said.
Can I rephrase the question?
Uh-oh, okay.
What made you like digital art? What and AI art? What are the three fundamental things of AI and digital that got you involved in that perspective? Where, like for me, I can say, yeah, there's three key elements for a pencil drawing for me: hyperrealism, which are the emotion, the realism, and voyeurism. But then there's other factors involved as well, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what got me into being a pencil artist is the how much the pencil, you can create anything from a pencil, right? Your imagination is endless with a pencil. You can create any of your wildest dreams with a pencil. A pencil is humble, like myself, right? So that are the three basic things why I got into pencil drawing. Like for you, what in terms of AI and digital, what got you into? I want to hear that first, and then I also want to hear the three things about the. Because that will help you
supporting me.
I like it.
Because a lot of people, a lot of artists I've worked with and I've been around with don't know they're free. It's three things. I always place a free thing subject to them. If we can get the understanding of the three things of that medium, then you can understand the three things of why that medium is your speciality and what you like to do it.
Or
So what got you into AI digital? Like three key factors. What is your likes in it? You know.
what got me into this AI industry?
Yeah. What is why that medium? Why not painting? Why not pencil?
Uh-huh.
Why not charcoal? Why
Why
digital? Why specifically
choose
that? Yeah.
Right.
That's what I love to know first, and then you'll be able to.
Thank you. That's very kind of him.
Hey!
That was very kind of him.
Try to be kind.
That was
Thank
dope.
you.
I like that. Yes, indeed.
Yeah, the first time that I like encountered this amazing tool, AI, is back in 2023 when I was in the hospital.
Wow.
After I did a surgery on my right meniscus, I was hospitalized for like three weeks. 3 weeks. So I stayed there in minimum 3 weeks. Then I had like nothing to do there. But it was lucky enough for me to find a AI generated video, and it got me like, oh, maybe I can create something. I was dreaming of because I used to be daydreaming a lot in junior high. So what if I can create what I was dreaming of in a format that I can see? Then that'd be wonderful. And there is a Kai Green that I was so passionate about at that time. And like up until 2023, I collected a lot of video footage about him. So I've done so far. I've done a good amount, enough research on him, and I started seeing the things he might want to see, like 3 Afro females, and the words left and abundant. So, in a dark place. I dug up, and what can I do with this? Because I've seen 3 beautiful Afro women posing on a stone, but what is left in this world? One of the multiverses, I could say. We only have that picture. Maybe in another dimension, Kai was doing another sketches, but we only have this.
He might have been a surfer. We never know.
So I thought, what can I do with this? With the power of AI, I can turn into something like amazing, something into like people have never seen before. I knew because I've seen it before. I converted into those like real AI generated female. So it's like a manifestation of. I think it's all about this. This is what AI researchers said before. In our lifetime, what we can do in our lifetime is how many things you can manifest, like really, like as a tangible things, that something you touch in this world. Otherwise, you'll be forgotten because you are not leaving anything behind in this world. So in hospital, when I saw that video, that haunted me a bit. Oh, I should leave something or like behind to leave
your mark, or
leave my mark
right?
in this world. So I was so confident with this technology. If I become a professional, if I am so good at it, I can make anyone's thoughts become things.
Do you know what that reminds me of? Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. You know Willy Wonka, when he have you watched this?
Yeah.
So basically, he created this chocolate factory where anyone's imagination could be anything. That got me thinking that's really cool. I like that. I like your thinking. Yeah.
The idea of
turning thoughts
being
into
able to make anyone's thoughts become things, like fascinating.
That's one of his slogans as well. Thoughts become things, which is a very powerful thing actually. It's funny that it's like two things aligned without you even meeting. You know, you thought what he preached about thoughts become things. You see what I mean? Even before you interacted. You see, for me, when it comes to universe, I believe that we all people connect for a reason, right? You do connect for a reason. Like we're sitting here today. We made it happen, true, but it was meant to be. There's a power beyond us that I believe that if it's meant to be, it's meant to be. So you, like you said about manifesting, you probably manifested that. That catchphrase is his catchphrase.
Yeah, it's original.
And then what's happened? Look at today. Look at you in the last 8 months, 9 months. You're working together and doing some cool things. So I love that.
Yeah, absolutely.
I want to hear yours as well.
What's that?
About you're an artist too. I need to hear about your.
Yes.
Just like.
So, touching the artist table, the artist round table. I believe myself to be an artist, and I believe the artistic mind has been with me as long as I can remember. And I believe that the artistic mind is one of those things that everywhere I choose to look at different times in my life, everywhere I choose to look, I can see it. You know, so it's always been with me, and it will continue to be with me and a part of how I believe my spirit expresses itself in this life and beyond. That said, I think everything as an artist can be seen as a way of expressing the artistic mind and your ability to connect with it. I heard you talk a little bit earlier today about how you taught yourself how to draw with your left hand.
That's
even though you were right-handed
yes.
prior to it. And you said you did it relatively in a short time.
Yeah, 6 months.
6 months.
Yeah. I spent 6 months just drawing with my left hand specifically, just so, like I briefly mentioned, the only main reason I did it because I didn't want to keep smudging. Because when it comes to pencil, and you're like, let's say I am right-handed, I would have to cross the paper, right? And then now there's a chance of me smudging and leave it on my hand, and also I could ruin the pice.
That's right.
If I did it on this one, Jesus, I'll be done. So I decided, okay, let's train my less dominant hand how to catch up with the right, so I can avoid all of these mistakes that I made. And funny enough, there's a thing is once you start teaching yourself how to do things that you're not meant to be doing, like everyone's born using one of your dominant side, right? Hands, legs, feet, whatever. If you can match both of them, your brain starts opening up something special. You know, you start seeing things a bit differently. Like once I started feeling more into my left, I started seeing things differently in my artwork specifically. So yeah, that's another benefit to why I did it too, because I heard these things and I didn't believe it at the time. But then I started doing it, and then I started seeing things completely different. And yeah, these two behind me, these two pieces are one of the manifestations of why I drew my left.
Now these two pieces have taken a considerable amount of time.
Of course. Yeah.
How much on average did you work on each of these pieces?
Yeah, so this
start
one,
to finish.
So your one particularly was over 200 hours. So if we talk about in months, that's nearly 2 months. Okay. This one similar. This one was just under 200 hours, but it was 2 months too. I didn't complete in 2 months as well. But because I was able to get it done a little bit easier, but it was still 2 months. But yeah, my longest piece took me over 500 hours.
500 hours.
Yeah, if you saw that piece, you'll be like, God damn. Like, that was on my Danny Trejo piece. I did a portrait of Danny Trejo, the Mexican actor.
Yeah. I saw it on the Instagram.
This one took me, considerably a lot of time.
Really quickly, with saying that, now these obviously are two very, very brilliantly done examples of your artwork, but there's only two here.
Mm-hmm.
You have a body of work
Yeah.
and a portfolio
Yeah.
that is expansive. How many pieces of artwork have you, to your credit today, that you can account for?
Large pieces, I would say I've only done 13 or 14 large pieces, but in between that I've been doing commissions at smaller pieces, probably A2, so just a bit smaller than these two. So I would say I've done probably over 20 to 30 pieces, which is not that much as you think about it, but because of the size of the pieces, it takes a little bit more time to get as many pieces done in a year, right?
Yeah, and the material that you use, 'cause this is not.
Yeah, so even the paper, I have to get a particular type of paper so the actual medium can actually stick on it correctly. So I have to make sure the weight of the paper matches the medium of the pencil as well. And I have to get texturized paper so I can create this background, as you can see, like the smoothest background. Same with your one. I had to get a paper that I can get a dark. I did use charcoal for the darkness of the background, so I can actually use my finger to blend it in as well. There's always different types of paper when it comes to different type of medium you use. When it comes to traditional art, right? So painting, pastels, pencils. If you really want to bring out the best of that medium, you need the best of the paper as well. I believe so. Like you can really draw really well. Like you can draw really well, right? But you can obviously maximize it if you have the right paper personally.
Yeah.
So if you use, because you use graphite many times, well, if you use the same paper I do, I 100% know you can get my type of drawings done. I don't know, 6 months, 1 year, whatever. But you are a busy person, so I don't know.
Wow.
But I know that you could do it though.
You discipline yourself to sit down and have
Yeah.
sessions or time to work. Talk to me a little bit about that. I want to hear about the schedule, the schedule to be a professional artist on your level, doing what you do.
Yeah.
How does that schedule work?
It's a long process. Like you have to be able to. For me personally, I can sit between 10 to 20 hours, right? Well, not sit, but I stand.
Sit 20 hours in one day?
Not sit, stand. I stand, right?
Oh, you stand.
I have to
Okay.
stand. I have to stand.
You have to stand.
Because of personal reasons, right? Because of my spine. I've got a broken spine, right?
So whenever you work,
Yeah. So all of these are on my
standing.
easel. They're on my easel, and then I'm standing while doing it. Yes. So they can take. One sitting can take 10 to 20 hours. How I regulate it is a different matter. So I have an egg timer that I set it to a certain point. So if I know that I only want to do 9 hours, I set for 9 hours. And when it goes off, my brain, that's it, time to stop. Time to put the pencil down. Before, I never had the egg timer and I would go on and on and on. Because when you're drawing, as you both know as an artist, you can get, not even an artist, as a human, when you get so involved in something that you really, really like, you're passionate about, it becomes second nature. It becomes like you're like in a fantasy world. You're stuck.
Yeah, you can use it as a truck.
You get lost. You get lost in the canvas, in the paper, right? So that's what happened to me before. I got lost and I would sit there or stand there for so many hours, getting food and stuff. But that's a different matter. But because I switched, I was like, no, I need to regulate this because every time I used to go to the exhibition and stuff, people used to ask me about how many hours I used to sit or how many hours this piece took, and I didn't know before. So I started using my egg timer so I can start writing down how many hours per session I'm doing. Then I calculate, then I can go and then talk to the actual collector or buyer, and I don't have any trips or falls that way. I can say straight away 500 hours, and the reason why I did it is blah blah blah. The reason why I chose this subject is blah blah blah. I can just talk, and then I can sell the artwork, and then I can sell myself at the same time. So that's a subject that I want to talk to you, but everyone as well. It's like how to sell artwork, right? Like for you, you were new into AI and stuff. Have you sold? Have you made anything before working with Kai? No, so it's hard, right, to sell artwork, right? Did you, when you did any sketch, obviously that wasn't your profession, right?
Wow.
You did it as a baseline, right? As your bodybuilding career. Did you do anything with it?
So the only professional artist in this room to the degree of development that you have in here is you, brother. Real talk, and that is certainly why we're touching the table in your presence today, this artist table, in an effort to one embrace you today, as we have the privilege and opportunity to be able to do that. This doesn't happen every day,
No.
you know. And
Is it one in a million chances things like this happen, right? Because we all, like he from Japan, UK, obviously we're in the States right now, but you know, things like this do not happen every day.
Yeah.
I concur with that.
This is an act of thoughts becoming things. We can have talked about it or sent a text message or two. Hey man, this might happen remotely, very possible. And maybe it will and maybe it won't. There's a lot of things that can change, you know. But we're fortunate enough today to have had the opportunity for it to come into fruition, and in an effort to be ready, welcoming, and appreciative, show our demonstration of appreciation.
Thank you.
This I think is an attempt to do that. I think that more importantly, by doing it this way, we give ourselves an opportunity to pay it forward. Because I believe that this is not by chance. The ability to actually have this moment and materialize or see materialized in front of us an actual round table, you know. And as artists, between all three of us having an opportunity to touch this table and agree together as a round table of artists, you know, recognizing each other, seeing the thing that we share in common as a common thread that allows us to not only pay respect to it, not only welcome you in an effort to pay respect to it, but then also create a bridge going forward into the future. Because I really do believe that we're going to do something really, really, really awesome and artistic. Now, I know I've talked with each of you separately about Dynamic Muscle Company Comics. I know that you have a plan in the future to do something that you're actively working on behind the scenes, with developing your own comic company. Matoka, Mr. Kobayashi, Mr. Sapien, is actively a partner and friend in the process of helping me do what we were doing with Dynamic Muscle Company Comics. I think that as creators, as artists, as developing friends, that there is definitely stuff to see going forward that will make a moment like this even more substantive in the way of producing fruit, or at least the foundation of some fruit. Because this is the first time we've gotten a chance to meet and talk, you know, with each other, and even to have it captured on camera, because you're in the presence of your artwork. People that will get a chance to see this and probably see a snapshot of this, you know, maybe
it's very rare that people get to see going out to it, and it's very rare to see other people's artwork. You know, you only see it in on social media, right? But to see it in person is a very, we talk about rarity of this meeting, right? It's very rarity of seeing other people's artwork, unless you go to an exhibition that artist is going to.
You're doing an exhibition right now.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Am I?
You want to talk about that just a little bit?
Am I doing an exhibition?
Yeah.
In a lot of countries.
I have done lots of exhibitions. I'm not doing one at the moment.
Okay.
Not yet.
Okay.
Maybe in January.
Maybe.
But I've done a lot of exhibitions. I've done over 30 exhibitions in 2 years or 3 years. So I've been very active in promoting my artwork and selling my artwork. I've done 3 solo shows, 2 in Cambridge and 1 in Jersey. But yeah, I've been to everywhere, like Dubai, Japan. I've exhibited in Brazil, Mexico. I've been around the West, USA. I'm doing a lot of things.
That's technically where all of us have met. We met
in Dubai.
Dubai.
Yeah.
Dubai.
Even though right now we're in Boca Raton, Florida.
Particularly in last year, 2024, we all briefly met in Dubai Muscle Show. Yeah, in October. Yeah, I remember. Well, I saw you, right? But I didn't actually physically get to meet you. And what's funny is I was in the line to go see Kai, and then I saw the interaction between you two. It was really cool, actually. That you were sending the gift that you gave them.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about that little gift you gave him?
Oh shit! There we go. Let's do it.
Because I remember it. Because I was standing there. I was like, oh shit, that's amazing.
We said, wait a minute.
Yeah.
I will not be outdone.
Thank you. Yeah, thanks for asking me about that.
And I want to know why you brought that with him to
Yeah,
review too.
there's a major reason for that.
Yeah, because I did want to know.
The first, I really got interested in his guest posters. Yeah. So I've seen lots of them, and I saw there's some similarities. Like in 2000, for example, in 2011, he was using a lot of silver mask, not like white mask he's been using recently for his guest posing, like in Dubai back in 2017. It was different. Like he had some type of trends in each year. Like one year was about wrestler mask. Another year was all about a crown mask, like scary mask people wear for Halloween. Then how can I say it? I took a photo of each mask and I sorted out on Excel sheets by year, by the competition's name, and when I saw that, I need to make a video of it, and I ended up making a 2 video series of mask 1 and 2, and that's when I figured out, well, what can I bring to him as a souvenir, because I want to stand out. I wanted to stand out in Dubai. In the line.
You definitely did.
Yeah, I did.
I think you did. You took out 2 hours of his time.
And here we are today. It's still happening.
Yeah. So I got so into the mask, his mask, lineups so bad. So I was thinking, what new elements could it be? Then I came up with the No mask. No is one of the classical Japanese arts. Then they were using a lot of masks that he has never used before, and I was hoping that one day he's gonna welcome some of the elements from other countries, like Asian culture.
Oh, nice. I like that.
And it's still gonna happen.
Yes, it's gonna happen.
In even more impressive.
Why, you're gonna guest post?
Oh, yeah, we still have.
Hell yeah.
Well, so technically, we're saying that I believe everything we've been able to do or experience in some colorful or interesting way on stage as an athlete, certainly as a professional competitive bodybuilder. The vision development and all of that is artistic,
Yes, exactly.
And when you think about where science and art, come together, I think a lot of times science and art, are the same, and for everything that can no longer be explained with science, the passion and the will to do, is explained through the creative mind, and the creative mind again is, where imagination and the desire to experience, becomes the bridge, it becomes the doorway, creating opportunity to see more. that maybe scientifically we still may not understand, you know, but I do believe that science and art, you know, are one and the same, you know. For everything that I used to be a kid that thought that I didn't like math, right? And I remember learning, you know, in the system that I was taught and formally as a child. You know, there's some times when I thought it was great. And there's some other times when I didn't realize when it was failing me, you know. Because at some point after third grade, I remember just thinking I didn't like math. But when I was a little boy, I loved numbers. But the truth is, more importantly, I always loved to draw. And I always loved shapes. And I always loved, you know, the passionate ability to describe things. As an artist, you become an effective communicator. You know, whether you use words or not. You know, pictures and shapes, you know, geometry technically becomes an explanation through numbers a lot of times. Pictures and ideas that technically someone else may struggle to explain, you know, but I can put the shape there. As an artist or as a person that loved to draw, as a person that loved to shape things, as a person that loved to find the rhythm in the things that I say, in the ways that I say it, you know, there's art, there's the artistic mind alive it's expressed in everything that you choose to see it expressed in, you know, rhythm and seasons, you know, timing, you know, is again, I think, an extension of that expressive, creative, artistic mind. So whether you can explain it or not is not the limitation of the art that you identify, you know, it's just, you may not know how to explain, you know, the properties of electricity, you know, or explain water. However, you know, it exists, and its ability to help in the process of creation, the fact that it is, in fact, in itself a creation, is undeniable, you know. So all of that, I think, is wrapped up in what I believe is my ability to, as a bodybuilder, to identify the artistic mind, and within my ability to manipulate that as an athlete, as an aspiring athlete, as a creator looking to put together a package to present to an audience, whether it was a panel of judges or, you know, people looking to see something entertainingly done on stage. Truth is, it's all an expression of how I think, and that ability to string it all together to express whatever it was that I was feeling or thinking, you know, I believe again is the expression of that artistic mind. So yeah, painting, drawing, whether you use your right hand or your left, I just said my right hand or my left, or my left foot or not, you know, whatever painting, whatever media you choose to use, whatever medium you choose, you know, to express your creative, artistic mind and its presence on you, in you, and about the things that are created from your hand. I think, again, it's that. So we have it in common. I love to paint, I love to draw, I love to sculpt. As a bodybuilder, I saw myself as a sculptor, and I am honored to be able to touch this artist round table with both of you, because you are able to do some awesome stuff that I look at and I am in awe of you for. And yeah, man, I feel honored to be able to have this ability to
I feel honored. I feel honored, you know. It's not every day that you get to meet yourself or you, or anyone, right? It's very rare. And it's very rare to be in a situation where everyone that you're in that room with shares the same passion. Very rare. Because we're all different. We're all different human beings, right? We're all different, have different personalities, different passions. But in this room, we all share the same passion, which is the arts. And yeah, we're going to be doing some big things together, and create something that, you know, the art world hasn't seen. That's what we do. That's what artists do. We create things that the human person hasn't seen before.
Now you're traveling the world right now.
I'm traveling too much before, yeah.
Well, I mean,
no, I like it. I enjoy it. Do you know what? I enjoy traveling. I enjoy exhibiting. I enjoy meeting so many different people, because then I get to, you know, hear their thoughts on art, or hear their thoughts on life, hear their thoughts in general, and I get to connect with people. You know, connection is the fundamental key as being a human being and being an artist. You know, I need to connect with people to be able to be the artist that I'm always wanting to be, destined to be. Right? That's what we're doing here today. We're connecting. Right? I've come all this way to connect. I wanted to make it happen, so I needed to make it happen. So I came in. So this is why I'm here. You know, and I'm glad I came here because it's been very good conversation we're having, good meeting. You know, they say when you first meet someone, there could be a bit of like awkwardness and stuff, but it wasn't. There wasn't any. And you know why I said this? I mentioned it on the car right on the way here, and that is because that's down to the person's aura, their spiritual being, right? If the person is quite relaxed, then the other person that you just first meet is relaxed too. Like this is the first time meeting yourself, right? And it's been very like it's like I've known you for 10 years.
I felt like
and a lot of people in my life have said that to me too. Like when they meet me for the first time, it feels like they meet me. They've known me for like 20 years, right? Like me, right? With me and you, I want to meet you. This is the second time. I feel like I've known you for like 30 years.
Well, yeah, we also talk on Instagram.
Well, yeah,
not as often, like every day. Hey, I think we're gonna talk a lot more now. Like, hey, okay.
Hey, my booty calls just called me. Let me just.
Be like, yeah, that wasn't me.
But no, seriously though, in all fairness, yeah, it's all about connecting. You know, as an artist, and that's how you grow as an artist, connecting with one another. You know, I've seen so many artists that are so good, but they're so scared, so they hide away in their little corner of the house, wherever they are, and they don't show any of their stuff, their amazing talents. And that's because, you know, they need someone to sometimes guide them into a way to bring them out of that show. You know, so yeah.
Yeah, sometimes not even doing enough work, like working enough, like so you don't have enough to show. And then going on that, a lot of artists that I've spoken to recently have said that they feel like their art's not good enough to show as well, and that discourages them for showing their art. You know, because they see people like, I'm not saying I'm the best. I know I'm talented, right? We're all talented. I'm not the best, but there's people that have come to me, you know, and said they never wanted to show their work because they've seen my work. Like you shouldn't never judge your work based on my work. You should enjoy your work because you enjoy your work. My work is my work, and I enjoy drawing in this manner, in this style. Your work is your work because you like to draw now. There's people, art is subjective. People might like my work, people might like your work. Not everyone's going to like my work, not everyone's going to like your work, right? Never feel like you're competing against each other, because you're going to fail that way massively. Like I mentioned before in the past in many artists, it's all about how if you want to make it as a business, you have to be able to sell, not just yourself, but your artwork too. It comes as a package. If you have the ability to merge both of them together and be confident in your art itself, you're gonna sell. Yeah, that's the difference between enjoying art and making it a business. Right? Enjoying art, you like to draw for your passion. To make it a business, you need to be able to sell your passion. Right? It's the same with bodybuilding, right? You have to sell what package you have on stage to be able to become first place, right? Same with art. You have to sell the passion, the package you brought in the form of art to the buyer to be able to sell. So that's why. Yeah, go on. Sorry. Cut me off.
So you.
Oh my God, we got an interruption.
I'm like, what the hell is that?
We got interrupted. We edit this, but this never happened. Should we keep? Or we can. This could be an outtake.
Yeah, my question was, you gotta start liking your work.
Yeah, if it's the same with yourself, right? If you don't love yourself or like yourself, no one else is gonna like you. You have to learn to love the body you have, even though that's very hard, very hard. We all want to change something about it. But eventually you start liking the person that you're you're growing up to be, right? Same with art. You have to love. What's the point you getting into art or doing this type of style art you're doing if you don't like it?
Yeah,
what is the
that
point,
doesn't make
right?
sense.
That doesn't make sense. So yeah, you have to love to doing what you're doing right now, and then you can sell it, right? Like I told you before, I've been to many exhibitions, and a lot of artists, they stand by their booths like a soldier, looking, and then they see someone, and they like move to left and right. They don't want to interact with the buyer and collector, potential buyer and collector. They actually miss the opportunity. Sometimes it takes just a step out of the booth slightly. Come in, step in, let them go into the booth. The worst mistake that an artist will do is crowding your own booth. Being in the center, crowding, like literally filling yourself, your whole body in your own booth. That means no one can go into your booth to look at your artwork. The way of getting around that is stepping out, being next to your booth, but step out. So that means you can guide the potential buyers to come into your booth to look. And if you see someone looking at a particular piece, go in, start making some check. I see you looking at this piece, and then that buyer says, "Yeah, I am," and then you start making a conversation about that piece, and then eventually, if they might not buy it straight away, but they might come back because they're going to be on their mind. It's like, oh yeah, that's a great piece. Maybe I'll grab it on the way out.
That's a valuable thing to say, because they say if a cup is already full, then there's no room for anything else. Like, so you can't put anything else in it. So if you're standing in your booth, then the appearance is the booth is already full, and it's like, I'll come back when it's empty. I'll come back when nobody's there, or I want to look, but I don't want nobody to see me looking. I might want to appreciate it on my own without being rushed, by coming out of it and allowing the viewer to come in. And maybe even welcoming them in, by removing yourself, being capable of being able to step outside of it, and it almost opens like having a cup that's empty. It's ready for the water. It's ready to be filled. It's ready to. So yeah, I appreciate you saying that. That's we gotta remember that, because we're gonna start some booths. I want to do Comic-Cons, man. I want to do Comic-Cons. I want to do art. I want to do art shows.
Yes. Comic-Cons will be a great one for us for what the
Comic-Cons, WonderCons,
WonderCons.
It's I really do believe that getting into the ability to create artwork and sell prints. I've seen a lot of artists that were coming to these booths at the WonderCons recently and making a living, as they were developing their fan base on a grassroots level. And I went to a WonderCon last year with Jassim, videographer.
Oh, Jassim. Yeah.
You know Jassim?
He was meant to come.
Oh shit!
He was meant to.
Yeah, we had another spot.
I told him, and he said, "Oh, let me go talk to Kyle." Okay.
I gotta call him in. He probably texted me like within the last.
He probably texted you 10 years ago.
No.
I'm joking.
He probably texted me like
But no, I did mention it to him. I said, "Yeah, I'm getting together. I'm making it happen. I'm gonna be at this, but not the time. I said I'm gonna be here. I'm gonna make it happen." And he said, "Yeah, I'm gonna try and let me contact you."
Important key, like one of the super enthusiasts of Kai's, and he is playing a really important role, filming him with a really cool LUTs.
Yeah, exactly, LUTs. Yeah, I only have a few LUTs on that one. I can't really put it together as much. I'm only basic when it comes to videography and stuff like this.
Well, here's something that.
But this is cool though, because we can get him to edit it though.
That'd be wonderful.
Yeah.
I can give him the footage and he can edit it in a way that it looks like it's a. Or I can get my guy from Dubai, either one.
Actually, because dude, this is, man. So we have to do a post for Instagram and stories where we get
Because I wanted him to come. Maybe he can come tomorrow morning. I don't know.
How's your schedule at the moment?
Well, my transfer back is at 2 p.m. So I've got until 2 p.m. So
transfer back
to Orlando because I got this conference on Monday.
Wait, you're here from Orlando?
Yeah.
Orlando? That's a 4-hour drive from here.
What? It didn't take that long. 3 hours.
Dude, that's a 4-hour drive from here. Really? You can't wait. So you
I landed yesterday.
okay, but you're gonna sleep tonight.
I'm staying with.
Oh, okay, that's what's up. Now, see, if my place was clean, it'd be like, yeah. I've had an amazing week. But Tony kept saying, like, Kai, you should really like.
That's what I kept telling him.
Oh
For
shit,
this
that is
moment.
so
I could have brought a
funny.
maid.
Oh man,
I'm
listen.
joking. But yeah,
Yes.
I'm staying with him
Yeah.
tonight. Yeah, definitely. Because yesterday, I was cooked
Oh.
on the flight, and then
Oh.
because traveling with the pieces as well, I had like so many luggages with me. I had to travel so much stuff. I'm cooked.
Wow.
And then I had to travel here, and I was like, oh, I'm cooked even more.
Wow. That's
But
dude.
I was worth it because I wanted to be here. So I do think that's what the type of character I am. If I have to do it, I will take the time, even if I'm running off. It's not healthy, but I'm running off 2 hours sleep, 3 hours sleep. Even though, actually, no, I slept good. I slept like 9 hours. It was fine.
Oh shit. That's.
I ate and I went to sleep. I went to sleep at 10:30, 11 o'clock, something like this, and I woke up at like 9. So I had a good sleep.
You have so your work sessions are cut up into 2-hour intervals. You said.
Well, drawing.
With
No. They're in one sitting. So I have the egg timer. I set it and then I'm drawing until the egg timer curls off.
So is that a 14-hour stint? Is
That could be 9. It depends. For me, I set it at 9 hours, and just 9 hours.
9 hours. So 9 hours. So here's an important thing to talk about then, because now technically a lot of times we talk about passion, we talk about vision, we talk about the creative, the want to create. But one of the things that I think is interesting, we talk about discipline, because in this case, if you're saying that
discipline.
now, let's say I was an artist, I felt compelled. Oh man, I want to work. I feel so compelled to work. And let's say that a piece, you said this was 200 hours.
Just over 200 hours.
There's no way I naturally can sit in a position to work on any one thing for 200 hours and then now come back to earth and say, okay, now it's time to go to the bathroom, now it's time to eat, now it's time to respond to my emails, now it's time. So most people on average understand that even with passion, there still has to be some discipline.
I'm glad you mentioned that with the discipline, because for me personally, I got my discipline from training, right? From years of training in different sports. So that's what I got the discipline with, right? And then it just transferred over to the art, because I was already disciplined before. And I actually preach it to lots of people. I say, if you want to be a better artist, you should get into a bit of physical sports or go to the gym or something like this, because it will teach you to be disciplined, because you go to the gym regularly 1 hour, 2 hours, and then that will actually make your mind transfer over to the art, because you're disciplined for the art too. And now in between, like you say about food and stuff, I try to get my food in before I sit for the 9 hours of drawing. I try to get all my meals in that I need to from that. So I try to pick a time which is more suitable for me to do, where I know that 9 hours I won't be compromised, because I've already got my meals in, I've already got the fluids that I need in, or all my nutrition that I need, or anything that I need in. So I always pick 9 out of 10 times I get the time right, where I know 9 hours is not going to be disturbed. I'm not going to need a toilet break, I'm not going to need to be thirsty and stuff. Like I try to get at least 3 liters of water in between like 2 p.m. That's what I usually do. Right now it's a bit different because I'm traveling, but when I'm at home, 2 p.m. will be where I've got my 3 liters, and that means I can probably get a little bottle next to my canvas and sip, but other than that, I don't need any more water intake for specifically, or electrolytes or something like this. I can really energize from that. Same with food. I try to get all my macros in before the sitting time, because I know I'm not going to have time to be able to stand for the 9 hours drawing. So I try to get all my, because I like to track all my food as well, right? So I make sure that I get everything in. So sometimes I'm getting up really early in the morning, so I make sure that all my food's in before 2 p.m, 3 p.m, whenever I decide is my window for the drawing.
When do you usually, what is your time window to start and finish?
Yeah.
Like usually
3
when are you
p.m.
working?
3 p.m., 2 p.m. until early in the morning. Sometimes I do let it run because sometimes I have to go to the gym in the evening, like 5 p.m. So I normally do it from 7 till 2 or 3 in the morning. It varies, but I try to keep it as consistent as possible in the time. So if it's within 2 to 5, like 2 p.m. to 5 p.m., that's fine for me, you know. So I try. You know, I'm getting better with it, you know. But you know, sometimes you know, as you both know, things happen. You can't always keep to your schedule, right? So, but yeah, that's the gist of it all. Yeah.
I've seen where I would start to try to work on something, and I have to break within 2 hours, right? Because it's like every 2-3 hours it's time to eat.
I tell you a good way of maximizing the current piece you're doing is what I do. So if I'm getting a bit tired, say 9 hours, I'm done, and the next day I'm like, oh, fuck, I don't want to spend another 9 hours. I don't feel like the passion for this piece. I start a new piece, then I go back to the piece, and I see things that I see differently because I start a new piece, and then I can continue being like, oh wait, and then that's it. I'm back locked in. Sometimes that's a good way of like manipulating your mind to. If you're getting tired of one piece, like I can't sit for 2 hours or things, you can just start a new piece, go back, and you'll be able to sit another 3 hours. It works, yeah. So you try it.
A trick, a tool of the trade from a tradesman, craftsman himself. What else? Your formal education in this. What is your training?
0.
Really?
Yeah. 0 formal education. I would say I did a little bit in school, correct, but I didn't get to finish it, so I stopped. I only did like a couple of months in it, just basic sketching, but in terms of proper formal training, none whatsoever.
So you're largely self-taught?
Largely self-taught. I do now converse with other artists and their opinions and stuff, but when I started, no, I did it by myself. I just looked at different references, looked at different people's artwork, looked at the still, looked at I always try to keep it where it's the same type of art that I do when it comes to artists. I try to like see their type of art, how they did it, their skills, and they say, okay, this is how they get the shadow, this is how they got the light, okay, and then I will look at photographs and stuff like, oh, okay, that's the composition of the darks and lights. That's why I like working with a lot of photographers, because then I can actually really understand how they get the composition on their work, and then I'm able to replicate that in a sense, because my mind is now thinking, okay, this is how they did it. Now I can do it with a pencil. So,
light around the form.
So you always learn from the photographer's like work.
Yeah, I learned. Yeah, I learned from photographer. Well, now I work more with photographers, right? But yeah, I initially, yeah, I did. I like to work with them to see how they got their composition.
And so you were able to tell like what kind of techniques the artists.
Well, no, everyone's technique is different, right? Everyone's technique. You can never know what an artist does, but you can understand in terms of tonal value how they create the tone to build up the skin, for example, or the body, whatever. You'll be able to understand how many layering they do. You know, everyone. You can copy an artist, but you can never be the same. You can never produce the same artwork as that artist, right? Because we're all different. We all have different skills. We all hold a pencil differently. Everything that we do is different. We all, you know, might shade a bit harder than the rest and stuff like this. Everything's a bit different. But you can always understand how they build layers. Layers, for me, portraiture, layering is the most beneficial and the most key factor. Layering, creating tonal value. Without this, details come last. Details don't matter really. Not really. You can create like these are detailed, but not as detailed as, let's say, my Danny Trejo or my Muhammad Ali piece you might have seen. These two are detailed. These are still detailed to really work, but they pop more than the other. They might pop more because of the tonal value. The tones were there, they're on point. I managed to get the skin to where it looks like a real skin, right? And that is the most beneficial thing that a portrait artist needs to learn, is tonal value first over anything. Tonal value, yes.
Yeah, I will say this. One of the things that jumps out at me with this piece is not just the skin, but the fact that the suggestion of form beneath the skin. So it's the form on the surface, but then the suggestion with how that the light is positioned on there. I feel tissue.
Yep.
Her forearm. So her forearm here is the flexor group that of her forearm. There's those four muscles that, you know, they kind of like originate, I would imagine, off of I guess it's this I want to say epicondyle that is on the inside of your. So it's I know there's a term that suggests it. So it's a bony prominence that sits on the medial side.
Is it like the connection to the ulna, right?
Yeah. Well, this is It's like, okay, so the ulna crosses the radius. So So here's a funny thing, because with this is what I'm trying to get at. In your artwork, the rendering of her forearm, right, is not just skin.
No.
You know, I feel the form beneath the skin.
Yeah,
right?
so I actually looked at do you know what, when I did the free full body portrait, these two and then Les Lewis, right? I actually looked at the skeletal properties beforehand. So I have an image at home, a large one of the skeleton. So I look at that first before anything, and then I start looking at the individual muscle fibers as well, so I can understand how the shape of the bicep is, so I can really get the actual form correct. So for those one particularly, for the portrait face one, I don't do as much. But for the full body particularly, I will look at the skeletal properties and I'll look at the muscle tissue.
But that's what makes this very.
But you have to though to be able to do a full body. Not a lot of artists do. You don't. It's very rare you see an artist do full body, right? Very rare. It's hard because you have to understand muscle tissue. You have to understand veins. You have to understand skeleton. Because like I said to you about earlier, we were talking about hands and feet. You have to understand the bone and how the knuckle is, and otherwise it's not going to work. See, the knuckle, if you don't get it correct, it won't look like a hand. It won't even look like a knuckle.
Right.
It'll look weird.
The basic geometry of the form beneath the skin, and the skin is always very misleading.
Yeah.
You know, and with light, you can end up misinterpreting a lot of different things that, you know, so there's a lot of times you can see an artist that doesn't quite know anatomy, right? So, you know, not being able to understand the difference between where the forearm flexors originate and end can create some very interesting challenges when you start talking about doing a drawing where the model or subject, you know, is positioned where the forearm technically is revealed. And those muscles, understanding the form beneath the surface is a very real thing, right? And this is why I credit you, because in your artwork, brother, it is very clear that you understand the form beneath it. So this is not a question of just the skin. You know what I mean? What you captured, you get me? And you know, but the form beneath the skin is that can be a art class in itself. You get what I'm saying? And it can also in itself be one of the things that make a lot of artists afraid to even tackle this kind of subject.
It's true.
You know?
It's true. Like I actually looked at each individual, the muscle tissue, how it's connected before and stuff. Similar to how a doctor would, right? This is the only way I was able to capture the portraits I did. Otherwise, if I just drew it, I don't think it would be as good as it would be visually as you see it now. Because to be able to, like you're saying, it's more than just skin. You know, anyone who can draw skin. A high level artist can draw skin to a good understanding, but to be able to get the muscle, get the bones to stick out, get everything to be correct is a different matter.
Yeah, because seeing light on a form, there's a lot of things that can distract you. You know, knowing the surface beneath the form I mean, understanding the land topography, the understanding that the form beneath the surface is the thing that would, have artists for years going into studying anatomy classes, and it's what had Michelangelo on them looking at cadavers, not because they were just morbidly crazy, but in an effort to authentically understand what's happening, with the subject beneath the surface. Yeah. Beneath the skin.
Luckily, I'm very. I love the human body anyway. I'm an athlete.
Yeah,
I was an athlete, right?
Yeah.
So I love learning about muscles and stuff, and how to grow them and stuff. So that's another benefit for me anyway as an artist. I was able to have that passion in before anyway. Many artists don't have that. They won't have that passion, so they will have to study it. But like you say, it's all about if they want to really understand beyond the skin, then they can really bring up a full body, right? Luckily, I was always an enthusiast of the human body, right, from a young age. Being skinny and small and pathetic. I'm still skinny and small and pathetic. I'm joking.
Definitely your background that you came from the sports, like different. It was.
Yeah, I have to credit. I had to credit my foster parents for that one. To be honest with you, they forced me into one of these sports.
Yes, I believe that background is helping you, perfectly draw this muscle flexion.
Yeah,
even if you're looking at the picture,
tool,
you easily forget drawing this specific flexion. But when you do this, it's flexing.
It's the same with cars. See how he's pulling the muscle in the pec up the bicep. If I didn't understand how it worked, then it wouldn't look like it's
pec is connected.
Yeah, the pec is connected. See that movement here, that movement just here. You're pulling it up, right? That's exactly what I'm doing here. If I didn't understand that, it wouldn't look as good as it is now.
Yes, yeah, you could very easily, if you're just looking at shadows and shapes from the surface, as light is hitting it and reflected, you can very easily get lost.
Because you can see the bottom lat as well coming up, the rib cage and stuff. So
yeah, man, this is like it's funny too.
You know the anatomy.
Yeah, and an artist can spend years alone just investing in time and study, to be aware of your subject. Yeah, I remember I had this book when I was I used to have a job overnight. I used to work as a security guard in a mall, right? Yeah. Like you had the overnight shift, right? I used to come on at 12, maybe let's say 11, and go through to 8 a.m. And but the job was good at that time for me because I could read. I could read, right? And I used to get these anatomy books, and I just sit there and I would copy every illustration of George Brigman, this guy Loomis something.
Oh, the Loomis method.
Yes,
right?
yes.
The Loomis method is an interesting method. Some people don't understand how it works. They do different shapes, how he creates it. It's different from have you heard the grid method? It's different from a grid. The grid method is they numbered. It's numbered, square numbers. The Loomis method is more of shapes and roundness to be.
Yeah.
I exactly know what the work is. I don't like the Loomis method from a freehand drawer. I don't like it because it can give you. It only works in certain angles.
Yeah. Well,
it can't work face value, right?
You don't want to be limited by number.
No, that's not numbered. Loomis method is more shapes, right? To be able to get the perfect structure of the face, but it only works in certain angles. I've tried it with a face that's full on. You can draw it right, but you need to understand, like I said, tone of value. Without tone of value, that means nothing because you won't be able to get the nostril, the nose to come out. If you don't know cast and shadow to protrude the nose to come out in the side, it won't work. Right? Okay. I haven't got an example here. Maybe this one here. You can see a little cast and shadow from the nose. It pops out from Kai's nose slightly. The Loomis method don't teach you that. Only teach you basic structure of the face, how to create the form of the shapes. Sorry,
George Brigman. George Bigman and
Loomis.
Hogarth.
Hold up.
Bernie Hogarth? Is it Bernie Hogarth? Hogarth. Yeah, Hogarth. Every illustration I could get my hands on, I would copy.
Would you say you love in terms of art, illustration's your thing, right?
Well, I think being an illustrator naturally is something that's important for the thing that I want to do as an artist. Of course. Like you're a prolific artist. You're able to turn around, create a product with your vision and your ability to do art, and then you're able to take it to market, or you're able to have people in your effort to share it. You're able to have people turn around and actually buy it. In some way, the artwork that you do is not just to be done and appreciated and kept in a little book and then put under your bed, and it's like, well, I just feel better that I did that. I'm not that guy. I don't want to be that guy. And I think a part of my early development as an artist, I think even as a kid, drawing, at some point I wanted to be able to graduate to a place where I could see my artwork become something more like a legacy. It's only in the effort to develop that I even saw that at some point I would have to graduate beyond doing little sketches in my notebooks, or little sketches in my book, or my little doodles in my, at some point this can't be enough. The idea of drawing the perfect eye with the right light and rendering and now I put it in my book and keep it under my bed should not be enough for me. So there was always an effort, I think, to want to learn better, so I would get an art book or see like a book of the old masters and identify that, oh snap, okay, this guy, Toulouse-Lautrec, okay, I want to copy these illustrations. What is he doing here with? Okay, so the way he's actually capturing his lines, and he's using these lines, he's cross-hatching, and okay, this is so I need to cross-hatch. I want to learn how to cross-hatch better. Like I said, I would take these jobs to work at night, and then in my own way, I had this romantic idea of like, well, one day, I'm going to do this artwork, and it's going to speak, of all the lessons that supposedly I'm kind of like stocking up, the idea of being able to say, well, hands are difficult. Well, maybe 5 years ago, before I sat down and I took every fucking hand that I could find and that were done by these real, like this guy, anyway, there's some artists that do hands really, really well, and then there are books that you could find where even beyond that, they can find more hands and more hands and feet, hands and feet, faces, feet, hands and feet. I mean, like what I'm trying to say is that eventually, with enough effort and practice put into that, I believe that I was able to not say to myself anymore, well, hands are the most difficult, or eyes are the most difficult. No, that stuff, we get skills, we develop skills, we get tools, we develop them. This idea of, I used to think, well, this guy, that guy, they have talent, and if I go to class, I went to this art class one time that it was cool because I encountered the same lesson in acting. I took this acting class, right? And I remember same lesson. Walked in, thinking, oh, I'm looking at other people that were there, and there's some people that have been taking these classes since they were 5, and immediately we're now 35, and because I'm only going to be 32 for the next 18 years of my life.
I heard that.
That's where it stops.
I heard that.
Minus whatever you see any way you think you see it. 32 for the next 18 years is all on point.
Brother, you look young.
Well, thank you,
Don't
sir.
worry about that.
That said, there are people in the class that have been training and developing these skills for a long time. You get up there and if they nailed the audition, or they nailed delivering this line, this art teacher or this the acting coach, I remember saying this at the beginning of the seminar, which helped. He said, throw talent out the window. Throw it out the window. And I was thinking like, well, wait, hold on, because I believe I have talent. I belong here. I'm here because I am talented. I've been told so. I know, right? So wait a minute. If you throw talent away, then that means I'm here with the peasants. You know that this doesn't make sense.
That reminds me of home. That happened. My lord.
But the thing was, it's not. Here's the thing. Throw it out the window. Now once you have removed that, now let's talk about skills. Developing these tools and how to use them effectively when you need them.
It's true, because I wasn't talented. I was skillful now. I'm skillful. I was never talented enough. I was a sketcher at best. This is what you call skill. There's no talent, this is skill.
But see, that's the thing. Most people don't know the difference between talent or skill.
No, yeah.
A lot of times, just like they don't know the difference between what is genetics and what is, it's a testament to how my mind processes information and what end I've been willing to work to see my idea realized. This is why I say this process is not physical. It is a mental exercise. These are mental exercises that we're thoughts do become things, and your idea of how you see yourself or how you see the subject that you're working on, how you see your ability to work on it and start with one place and come to an achievable end, reveals how you think and your ability to stay focused enough, long enough to bring this artwork to a close, that can allow you to take it to market. People don't buy incomplete ideas a lot of times. People are looking for, well, did you put it all together?
No.
Is it done? Yes. Explain to me how this is done. I want to hear how you think about this. Sell me on that.
Exactly.
And if you can, then yeah, ching ching. So yeah, I think how you think is revealed in what you do.
Yeah, in anything you do, it is revealed in what you do. Like in your work, in my work, it's revealed in what we do, what we complete. It's true.
Yeah, what you're thinking inside your mind will be like shown, like
As long as you complete it.
as long as you complete it.
Completing it.
Yeah. Don't leave it half done.
Yeah, I don't need to let it happen.
No one likes that. No one likes that.
And because you're able to complete it, now you have something that people look at and they can say, oh wow, damn, that must have taken you 1,000,000 years to do it. You can say, yeah, it did.
Yeah.
If somebody can look at you and say, damn, that must have been it would take me a lifetime's worth of work to build. You know what? You must have great genetics. Truth is, they don't know. They don't know. And this is why, when talking with young people or people that are aspiring to do, like that teacher, like the acting coach in their class that said this, throw the idea of talent out the window. And now let's talk about developing tools. Let's develop your skill sets. And with that, if enough work is done, guess what? You can do anything that you want to do. Wow, blew my mind. So saying that here in this moment, I'm just honored to be able to have this exchange with you guys. I know
Thank you. Thank you for inviting me as well.
Yeah, thank you for coming.
It's the invitation. You've invited me.
Amazing piece of work.
This work is, absolutely.
I still can't believe that this is drawn by.
No man, I use a camera. What are you talking about?
Crazy.
I took this photo of Kyle in 2016. What are you talking about?
It's a photo. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm very happy I was able to get more light in your body to pop it out more. So the abs and the pec and the bicep and the shoulders, the delts, quads, the knee, the hamstrings, hanging on the hamstring. See, it's good. I like talking about human body as well. I love it. If I have a chance to talk about it, I will as well. You're the perfect prime example of that.
Yeah, prime example.
Yeah, this is
Because the pose is perfect to explain that too. Like this one's great too, but this one's perfect too because you're much larger as well, obviously. So I'm able to
But even with that, there's so much that's hidden that it's not even funny. Your ability to understand where things are beneath the surface is revealed in the artwork. Because believe it or not, if you didn't, this piece wouldn't work. Even with the great light and shadow and wonderful understanding, a lot of what would have to be done would have to be hidden. You know, one of my favorite comic book artists of all time is a guy named Todd McFarlane. And he's the creator of Spawn, right?
Tom McFarlane, I think I've seen his work.
Yeah. We might have to edit that because I believe it is Todd McFarlane. But the dude created Spawn. I love hearing a lot of the interviews that I've heard him do because I find him just so motivational and very encouraging. When I consider my own journey as an artist, as a developing artist and developing comic book illustrator, I've not done enough work personally in my lifetime to suggest by any means that I'm a professional comic book illustrator. However, being able to demonstrate work that could be perceivably on the level of a professional comic book illustrator is one of the things that I aspire to do one day. With saying that, I'm always just inspired when I hear some of these interviews with Todd McFarlane talking about his experience. One of the things he talked about is the fact that he, coming up, didn't understand anatomy. And he talked about if he had it to do all over again, even though he had his master's degree in design, one of the things he said he didn't study to the end that he should have was awareness of anatomy. Mm-hmm. So he said as a result, when he would have to do these big layouts for things, you know, one of his weak areas in his drawing was the lack of awareness of where things were with anatomy. So he said that he would have to continually do things with his design ideas to kind of overcompensate for the little that he understood with his working anatomy. Working anatomy, as an athlete, as a bodybuilder, a lot of times you just take for granted that you know, because there's no way you don't know, you know, or haven't looked at how your pectoralis major or minor is just supposed to be. We don't even need to see pectoralis minor. You know, pectoralis major is where it is. It originates off of this, you know, and it inserts over here, you know. So anytime you move, you know, anytime you start talking about movement of your humerus bone, the relationship between, so anytime you're talking about your pec, the relationship between these three bones is very, very important. Your clavicle, your humerus, and your sternum, right? So that said,
some people don't know.
Yeah, but you know, and here's the thing. Just as sure as we say this, bang, this talks about that right there. That illustrate that this piece, you know, is an illustrated example of what I just said, right? So when I hear Todd McFarlane give that interview, I'm thinking to myself, like, okay, yeah, you know, I understand that. I understand that. He said he was able to overcome those challenges and get by with very limited awareness of anatomy. He said it. And what I got out of it was, okay, guess what? I don't have to be the best at anatomy, even though, you know, if I had to do a book report on it, you know, I could talk rather extensively. In fact, I've written a number of ebooks over the course of a few years
have you now?
that, you know, rather extensively, you know, suggests that I understand a lot more than Todd McFarlane said he knew when he was, you know, but he was still able to do these great, wonderful illustrations and renderings of Spawn and Spider-Man and, you know, even the Hulk. So it's all of this stuff. I'm just saying this to say to you that, talent, okay, right. So let's put talent out of the window, right? And then with that, let's start talking about development of skills. Todd McFarlane in that interview, those interviews, let me know that, hey man, if you ain't the most talented in the world when it comes to a particular subject or not, fear not. It doesn't mean that you can't be successful. It doesn't mean that you can't demonstrate your mastery of being able to talk about just how important, your ability to render fine artwork at a very high level can be done. You can. But like I said, when I went to those two classes, the art instructor and that class with the acting coach, throw the idea of talent out of the window, and now let's talk about the development of skills and tools. And if you can identify yourself as at least having the ability to do that, then your ability to do anything that you want to do, is really up to you. So even if you weren't born with, everybody in my life told me from the beginning that I was talented enough to be able to consider that. Because some of us aren't. Some of us are not told that. Some of us don't even get a chance to even discover our passion for something until later on.
That's true.
In our life.
That's true.
And without that validation, a lot of times you can feel like, well, damn, maybe I don't have what it takes to even try. So we don't. And we allow this sketchbook to be the only thing that we ever kind of do, and we pack that away and put it under the bed, and that's it. So I applaud you for being able to not be that guy.
Do you know who I thank? COVID.
COVID?
COVID.
Oh, COVID. Oh, like we were talking about
lockdown.
COVID.
Lockdown. Do you know what? Lockdown brought a lot of passions out of that box for a lot of people. A lot of people started new businesses. A lot of people started this, and it reignited a flame for me to up my level again with art. So I do thank being locked down. Some people don't, but I embraced it because it gave me more time to figure out. Okay, all right, I can have time now. I have time like I did when I was a child. Let's investigate this.
Yeah.
And then I was able to, obviously, you see behind you all the work I've done in the last 5 years now, right?
So you've been working really incessantly then.
A lot. Yeah, man. I've been active. Like I said, 30 exhibition plus in 3 years, 2 years. It's been a grind. I enjoy the grind. I've been working. I love working on something I enjoy. When you, like we were talking about earlier, if you're passionate about something, you're gonna do it. You're gonna, no matter what. It's not work at that point. It's just you love it, right? Like you in your bodybuilding career, you love it. That's why you train for how many hours in the gym? So many hours. Your warm-ups were freaking like 2 hours before the actual. I've seen your YouTube videos, with muscle meds and stuff. I've seen it all, man, and it's impressive. Some of those guys are struggling after your warm-ups. On the Stairmaster, just a gentle 1 hour on the Stairmaster, just to get you worked up first, and then we're working the abs first. And afterwards, then that's when the real work. I take a lot of your philosophy. I train like that sometimes. Like same with legs, man. I would spend like 3 hours on legs, 4 hours sometimes, trying to grow those motherfuckers. I always started with the Stairmaster, then I did my abs, then I did my legs and stuff like that. I think it's great, but like going back to it's all about passion. Once you have passion, you're gonna do it regardless, right? That's why in the last 5 years I've just been hammering it, just been killing myself to do it because I love it. I enjoy it. And I enjoy seeing each piece I'm improving. I seen something that I'm improving on, right? That's what you should as an artist. You should always see what your last piece was lacking, and then bring something new to your new piece. You should always start. You talked about it. It's all about evolving as an artist, leveling up as an artist. Like you want to level up as an artist. I'm still leveling up as an artist. I'm trying new mediums out. I'm doing other things that I want to do to level up. Pencil, I can still. I know there's still another ceiling to pencil work. That I haven't discovered yet, but I'm still discovering it. There's always new ceilings with AI and digital. That's always evolving. So you're always having to learn new techniques and new.
I need to catch up with.
Catch up exactly, because there's always something new.
Yeah.
And you have to be more so for you than me. You have to be on the ball with these new ideas that they're developing, because they're quicker than me doing pencil, right? So you need to be on your game to understand.
Yes, like every day. Like every day, I need to check what's
Exactly, it's quite intensive.
out there.
Be on on your phone, that screen time, man. That's impressive.
Dude has been on me about Nano Banana. You gotta check this out, Kai. I'm like, oh my god, really? He's like, no, Nano Banana, you can do this. I'm like, wow.
But maybe a week later, Nano Banana becomes obsolete.
Obsolete.
Nano banana, is that a thing?
Yeah, it's a thing. It's a thing.
I thought that was just a word.
Future. What's the future for you? What's going on? You're here today. You made this presentation that has just blown us away.
No, this isn't an artist table talk. This is not a presentation. This is a talk between three passionate.
This is true. This is
But
true.
yes, you're right though. In the future, for me, the future is just keep building what I've already built. You know, eventually, I think I mentioned I want my own gallery as well. I want to bring my ideas to another country so they have a gallery full of my art and me to be able to hold other people's artwork as well, to give other people opportunity. I've been teaching as well. I've been doing a lot of teaching for younger people as well. That's been very rewarding for me. So for me, the future is still building my own business, building other people up as well, younger people, giving them the opportunity to still keep that creativity as they get older, and telling them they have a future in art if you stick with it, if you really enjoy it, right? Because you know what it is. Art is what's the old phrase, right? Starving art. No, starving art is the phrase that I'm looking for. A lot of artists want to aspire to have a business, but they're starving because they can't make money of it. So that's the old phrase called starving artists. And you know, people like myself and other people, there is a breakthrough with it if you keep working at it. If you first learn about business, learn about your own skill and stuff, and learn if you put them together, you can build business to it. That's why I recommend a lot of people to go to business conferences at least 2 times a year. Like I'm going to one in Orlando, right? From Monday to Friday, right? Obviously, I'm having that pit stop, flying out to Pittsburgh. But yeah, I'm going there for a specific reason, to be in a room full of entrepreneurs, people making million plus, 100 million, 200 million pounds a year in their business, so I can learn, what their business structure is, their leaks, their stuff like this, which I can take aboard, see what I can bring into my business as an artist. And obviously I can connect, like I said to you before, I connect to networking. I can network with the right people as well that can help me connect with another person that might give me more tools to be able to bring my business to another level. Like we're here today, I'm connected with you two, and you both can give me valuable tools to help me to develop as well. Which
of course,
which we're going to do together as well.
We are.
We're going to
exactly.
A big project where we'll work together, and where all of our tools that we have individually is going to build something that's amazing at the end of it.
Yes, and yes. Okay, so we got the future.
My future. What are your 2 futures?
Your future.
That's still 32, man. So what's your future like?
Yeah, that's the main topic here.
You're the same age as me. I'm nearly 32.
Oh
now.
yeah, 1 year, yeah.
Yeah.
There's only
1 year between us. That's crazy, man.
Wow.
1 year, 1 month. That's crazy.
Exactly, to be exact.
Wow. Well. You know what's so interesting? I'm looking at the veins on this woman's pelvis right here. Did you notice that?
Yeah, of course, I drew it.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. But did you? I mean, do you see that, Matoka? If you look from here,
The
it's just like,
vascularity of the vein.
yeah, it's just like, it's it is awesome because you can feel those. You can feel.
That's it. That's his
Actually,
future.
that was my question too, because what they say, artists artists can never get satisfied with their work. So because that's why there are a lot of like directors cut, final cut, like in the movie industry. So how can you stop? Like
Yeah, I had to teach myself that. It was very hard. It's down to what we talked about earlier, discipline. Like with hyperism, you can carry on to the ends of the earth.
Yeah,
like there's a point where it can get ruined because you're doing too much. you have to learn where the line
Where
stops.
to stop that.
You have to learn. You have to get that discipline to be able to say, okay, this looks great now. Let's take a step back. This is perfection. Because you could be one detail away of messing it up.
Mm.
So all down to discipline. You have to discipline enough to know when to stop.
Wow.
But that comes with experience though, over time, doing many portraits. You know, you come to a point where one portrait will speak out to you saying, okay, done. And then once that's done, it's like an effect from there. Like the Kai Green effect. It's an effect where it carries on to the next one, to the next one, to the next one. And then the discipline starts rolling on to the next one. So yeah, that was a good question actually. I like that because not many people ask that question to me anyway. You know, when is the fine line in hyperrealism? Because you can continue to the end. You can end this, but then you're gonna ruin it eventually because you're gonna be one pore, one mark, and a little whatever way to ruining it or making it look ridiculous. Because you can never, as much as people want it, you can never mimic a photograph. You can get close, but you can't mimic it because that's the computer.
Yeah, but if you're doing that as for what you do, if someone, why don't they just take a picture? Why don't they take a,
Because of the things I talked about earlier, it's the blend of the three topics that I used, which is realism, photorealism, and emotion.
Yeah.
So does that mean that you're drawing the line between realistic photo and hyper-realistic?
Yeah, mine's in between. Mine's the middle. Mine's the middle ground. Mine is my artistic viewpoint of that journey of that subject.
So you could.
That's why I spend many months learning about that subject before I draw it. Otherwise, it would not come out as well as I want it to come out, and I won't be able to talk about it as much as I want it to go. I could say you can draw. Anyone can draw from a photograph, but then you're like, yeah, I just took it from that photograph. And that's it. They don't know the backstory of it. Why did you draw the vein? Why did you draw this hand that pose? Why is there a tattoo there? Why is she tilting? Why is she tilting slightly? If you can tell, stuff like this. People will miss this, and if the artist doesn't even know why they drew it, then it's a moot point then. Then it might as well be a photograph.
It might as well be a photograph. Yeah.
But like you've seen recently, I draw other things, right? I'm not just a portrait artist. I can draw multiple things, like the dragon.
I've seen it.
Yeah.
Did you see that?
And I know the backstory, which is a coincidence. It was a coincidence that aligned in the two way it did, because I'm drawing that because I saw a sculpture when I was in Cyprus with my family, and I was like, oh, that's a really cool looking dragon. I'll draw that. And then, bam, he was telling me about the yo, bro. I was like, damn, that's a coincidence. But that falls into what I talked about earlier about, if it's meant to be, it's meant to be. Things align for a reason, right?
Yeah, well, yeah, because we have a character in doing this dynamic muscle company comics. We got this story arc for the Minokai.
Yeah, how do you do that?
1985, and it's a character, one of the lead antagonists for the larger part of the Minokai story is based on a impression of a dragoness villain.
Wait till it's done. It's gonna look sick. It's big as well. It's gonna look sick.
See, here's the thing that's dope about that, because, and I don't know if this is a conversation that probably happened. Round table is dope. Gentlemen, I appreciate having this exchange. We need to continue this, man. This is we probably won't get a chance to do this exact thing too often. We should probably get a over the shoulder shot of us putting our hands together on the round table. Put your hands up there, like, yeah. I mean, it's so funny too, because you see the differences in the length of our fingers, the
size,
expense of
the direction of the finger.
Yeah, like,
mine's a bit wonky, you know.
Yeah, so am mine. I broke these fingers.
Yeah, all mine are broken, every single one.
That's
No.
You did? How?
Every single one. Look.
Every single one.
How?
I was born like it. That's the difference.
Really?
Oh.
I was born with this broken fingers.
That's
Even my thumb's a bit wonky.
That's crazy. That you know what's funny too? Because now as artists, right? I remember taking this dance class when they were talking about it was the African dance class, Senegalese dance, right? And at the end of like really good numbers, you saw like another person in the class that did something. One of the people, what they did was they started this tradition where they would touch your feet. They would touch at your feet. That was like good. That was like saying good job, you know, paying respect to your feet. You know, it's almost as if like your feet are just wearing the calling of the gods almost. You know, it's like your feet are with you, like the feet were like the force. You know, it's like your feet. You know, and in that class, I remember thinking about how I probably wouldn't have even thought about my feet. Until being forced to just take notice of the feet. I mean, you just your feet. And it was like the women, the guys with the feet. It was this episode of the Cosby Show when the TV show would come on and off, and so people doing this thing at the feet. So I say this to say, like, as an artist, we have this conversation. A lot of times we don't look at our heads. And I mean, technically, the mind is the thing that's working. Your mind is constantly making choices of depth perception, volume, shapes, images, light, dark, data, but a lot of this stuff is actually coordinated and formulated with our hands. These hands. It's funny because we put this on this art's table, the differences in what our hands look like. Anybody, with hands, can do art. But the funny thing is, even if we didn't have hands at all, you
can still do art.
You can still do
I
art.
I have a friend that has no arms that can draw with a thick hand. No.
Isn't that crazy? Yeah.
I can draw with this right foot.
Get out.
Yeah. Wow.
See, now I'm gonna take that back. That's talent right there, bro. Because
It's
it's
done.
That's it.
It decided.
Yes.
Still recording though. This one is.
Well, let's bring this thing to a close then. I appreciate you guys. If
Amazing round table.
Anything that you want to say, and as we get ready to leave this space, this artist roundtable, now's the time. Here's the floor. Take it away. Share. Let's go.
Wow.
You got anything to say? I'm just grateful, man. Honestly, grateful being here. Grateful to have this conversation with you. I'm grateful for the future that we're going to work towards. I'm just grateful to be in your surroundings, really. It is a pleasure. It is a privilege and an honor, because like we always talk about, it's not every day that you get to be in a room full of inspirational and passionate people, and some famous people, at the same time,
Well, we all are destined to become famous. Look at us, right
But
here.
then, for me, it's not about being famous. It's about leaving, like we're talking about legacy and mark, and leaving an impression on the younger generation too. For me, it's all about, helping the younger generation develop as well as my own, making sure that they understand that there's a future in anything you want to do. Same with my nieces and my family, I do the same. And I also want to build up other people at the same time. My art is my art, but it's also other people's art. So that's why I want to leave my last message on this round table talk.
Okay, let me just say I'm really, really thankful to be able to have this opportunity with you two today. But interestingly, I may have seen this before, like in my mind.
A premonition.
Yeah.
A future.
So in my mind, what we three of us or four of us, a lot of members.
There's a lot of people.
What we're going to do is
So many of us.
to manifest what we have seen in our mind, like before it happens. So we're just, I'm strongly believing it's coming because we're making
that's the
it.
word I want. That's the word I want
We're
to
doing
It's
to
destiny.
make that happen. So, yes.
Yes, yes.
Let's make it happen. And thank you for this opportunity.
Ah,
Arigato.
Arigato
arigato
gozaimasu.
gozaimasu. I am thankful to have this opportunity with you guys. We're in a great place. Optimistic about all the wonderful things that are coming. I am in celebration of all the wonderful things that you are doing. It is my greatest hope and prayer that as you go forward with making this presentation, that everything goes beyond what could be correctly planned. I pray that this will be a fruitful experience for you, being able to have traveled here, that the convention that you are participating in will be of successful reward on every front that you need it to be. And yeah, man, I feel very, very, very empowered by just being able to be in the company of the two of you, and to be able to touch and agree at an artist round table like we have created for ourselves to do this. I feel more validated as an artist and capable of being able to work on my own vision, and I thank you guys for actually helping me see this and feel this.
We're a team, right?
Yes, yes.
We're a team.
We
We're a
are,
big team.
yes.
Family team. That's what I'm gonna call it.
Wow, that's cool. That's cool.
It is very cool.
I feel like I've known you for like 20 years.
50 years, here we go. Now we're gonna eat, man. Let's
Yeah, I'm hungry.
get food on me, meals on me.
Oh, he's too
Yes.
generous. He's way too generous.
Nah. Man, with Token knows, you be like, wait a minute. We planning to go through. Said, well, maybe we'll go eat this Saturday. Said, maybe not.
Maybe not.
No.